welcome back. Above 6 is a... Above 6 is probably too many. In fact, 6, 7, 8 is probably on the border. Then 7, 8, 9... Then 8, 9, 10 is probably too many. Unless you've got a lot of free time. Again, it's personal preference. People might enjoy them. But I would just say, limit yourself if you are going to get into recorded rounds. Because I know a lot of people do like to get into recorded rounds now. And a lot of them aren't Reddit advertised anymore. Like, that's a theme that I've been seeing quite a bit, is these non-Reddit advertised recorded rounds. Which I think are a great thing, because they are independent, and you're not worrying about the judgment of a community. You're just worrying about... You don't have to worry about the judgment of a community. You can basically do whatever you like, because there's certain things people say, oh, you shouldn't do this for a recorded round, you shouldn't do this for a recorded round. And it's like, if it's not Reddit advertised, you pretty much don't have those regulations or rules on you. They're not really rules, but it's just because you don't really have these sort of, preset things of what a recorded round should contain. Like, you can pretty much just go off the ball and do whatever you want. And it's become a situation that... recorded rounds have become a situation that are inherently stupid. I'll be brutally honest, inherently stupid. Because there's so many of them, and they all do pretty much, let's be real, they all do the same thing. There's just different people in each ones. Okay, Horse ID was disabled, I'm glad. Arguably, some do different stuff. Like, every recorder on tries to be original, have original game modes, but then, it's... I don't know. It's like people find it record rounds entertaining to watch. I understand that. They can be very entertaining to watch, especially if there's a good team of commentators that can keep a consistent amount of, livelihood into the episodes that they're creating. It's like a TV show. If the quote unquote actors, which are the players, are good at what they're doing, who can deliver meaningful and structured sentences in a way that are engaging, instead of or a way that are engaging, so it can be whether it makes you think about what they're saying, or if it's like or if it's funny, or if they just bounce off each other really well, then it can be very entertaining to watch. But if you've got a team of people who just focus on the game and just talk only about the game and nothing else, it's not an entertaining situation to be a part of, and it makes you not want to watch the recorded round at all, because a lot of people will just pick one team and watch the whole thing. This is why highlighted episodes have become a topic for recorded rounds, because they allow more perspectives to be watched in the same amount of time. But the reason people choose the perspective, it's not because of the time it takes to watch them, it's because of the people that contain within the perspective. And the highlight episodes can go one of two ways. You can highlight it into the important aspects of the game, or important aspects of the team's commentary and the team's fluidity in their talking, and I'm trying to use really big words to sound like I know what I'm talking about, but I really have no idea. But it can get to a point where you can... Oh my god, I don't know where I'm going with this. It gets to a point where its episodes don't actually convey what they were meant to convey to begin with, which is a summary of the... Because the way I see highlight episodes, are they a summary of the commentary? Are they the summary of the game? Are they a summary of the both? Because if you're summarizing both of them, why not just have the whole episode, It's like, highlight episodes are going to force people. Highlight episodes don't force people to be talkative the whole time. But at the same time, I feel like people take highlight episodes in the wrong way. And they take it to, you highlight episodes into the important bit of just the game. And that could be, something that can be done. Like, that is something that can be done, and that's something that people can enjoy watching. Because once you get into the fights, let's be real, all commentary's thrown out the window. all the commentary beforehand is thrown out the window. 'Cause, like, PvE, people have conversations, but when we get to the PvP stuff, they don't normally have conversations. It's like you saw all four of us there. There was never a moment of silence with all four of us. Because we all get on really well with at least one other person. So we can maintain a conversation, and we can avoid any silent little discrepancies that could come up. Because we all bounce off each other really well, and we can, maintain this sort of entertaining perspective. But people who don't normally know each other and focus on the game more than the actual, like, people you're talking to, those are the perspectives that aren't enjoyable, to me at least. I'm speaking from personal preference. Everything I've said so far is personal preference. Everything. And it gets to a point where the game mode for the actual season doesn't actually come into play as much as it could, basically. Because if the team isn't talking about the game, they're not going to be talking about the game mode. It's like you had the hello and welcome to that, but after that, there isn't really, and a welcome back and see you next time. Apart from that, there isn't really anything that can be done. To be honest, I don't think people should say see you next time at the end of a recorded round, because it kind of ruins it's like, it's meant to be a continuation. Like, people aren't really, like, we need to know when the episode's ending so we can cut the footage. But you shouldn't really be saying see you next time and stuff, because I treat recorded rounds like a TV show. And each episode has to flow into the next one. But at the same time, it is literally just raw footage. We cut into 20-minute intervals. That's all recorded rounds are. They're just raw footage we cut into 20-minute intervals with an intro at the beginning and possibly the end of it as well. But at the same time, it's like recorded rounds are ridiculously easy to edit. Like, the basics of it is ridiculously easy to edit, because you shove an intro in, you shove the raw footage in, you shove maybe something at the end, or not even anything at the end at all, and then you push render. That's all you've got to do. And all you've got to do is just sit there, and then you've got to upload it. You basically just put it in, you press upload, you put it in, and then you wait until it's done. It's an incredibly easy process, and I don't know how people can't do it, actually. If your footage is corrupted, that's a completely different story, but then again, I'm very unsure how footage can get corrupted. But I realise I've gone off on about 7 different tangents, and I don't even know what my actual point is anymore. But hopefully that gave you a little bit of insight into what I think about the whole record around situations. Also, we're halfway through episode 5 already. I've been talking for about... Oh my fucking god! I've been talking for about... I've been talking about 40 minutes straight here about absolute bullshit. Hey, but at least it's not silent. It's probably better than most teams. They probably have a silent gap somewhere. I haven't had a single silent gap. Maybe because I don't have to worry about talking over anybody. That'd be good, actually. Oh my god. Driving. It's just come into my head. So, hands up if any of you have a driver's license. Some of you probably put your hand up there. I wouldn't, because I don't. So for me, I grew up around a bunch of car heads. Both my dad and my brother were really big car enthusiasts. And I learned to pretty much instantly hate them because of that. Because I didn't want to be this... I just didn't want to be another runt of the litter. Like, I just didn't want to be the same thing as those two. Like, I wanted to be my own person. So I adapted into what you're watching right now, which is computer games. But it came to a point that I avoided anything mechanical and anything cars like the plague, and therefore I don't want to get a driver's license, mainly because I'm scared I'm gonna hit someone and kill them, because let's be real, it's probably gonna happen. Because let's be real, I drive like a maniac. But it we have a lot of issue. Butter's apparently close to somebody. Oh wow. Water bucket, there we go. But I don't want to drive, even though it'd be incredibly helpful for me, especially in earlier things. I have a topic actually after this. I don't want to drive, but I know I have to. But I just don't know, like, it just seems so confusing to me on actually how to do it. Because I know a lot of American teenagers do drive. Probably a lot more than British ones, I think. I don't know, maybe I'm just a loser. What do you mean, maybe? Of course I'm a fucking loser. But, of course I'm a loser. I'm sitting here talking to myself. I'm a fucking loser. But writing these shitty signs no one's ever gonna see. But at the end of the day, in fact, I'm gonna leave a present to this one. There we go. At the end of the day, bitches, biz nasties, it gets to the point. No, my Iron Man. Oh well. Oh well. I'll just let Glyph now. Oh. I see Bacon. Oh, Bacon's close to me even. Oh my god, are we finally gonna have action? I don't know how good Bacon is. I've never played against him. But whatever. We find him. If we don't, we don't. It's just, I'm terrified of driving. So the next thing, what was my next topic? Fuck, I had a good one as well. What was it? So good I can't even remember it. Oh my god, what was it? Oh my god, what was it? Oh no. Yeah, that's what it was. So in the past, I have had experiences with people in my actual life finding this YouTube channel that I publish all this shit to, and mocking me for it, which obviously isn't the best scenario, but at the same time I don't really care, because I do this because I at least I did this because I enjoy it. Admittedly, I've started to enjoy it a lot less, because obviously the game we base this shit around is very stale at this point, because we're always stuck in the same version. No, we're not going back on that tangent. But so right now, no, at the cut. Oh, Pink is dying. Oh my god, they're dying. That's a Shaman's fall. Okay, that's fun. Looks like me just Mallow wishing everyone UHC. But it becomes, fuck, I can't even remember. It gets to a point where people will find the channel and people will know my username, because my username is everything. Like, I use my username for everything, like my my Twitter, my Instagram, my battle.net tag, my Minecraft IGN, my YouTube stuff. It's all the same tag. It's all G Sam with an increasing number of E's on the G. And it's not difficult to find me. It really isn't. The only thing you can't find from that is probably my Facebook account. That's the only thing you can't find from that. And so obviously my first name is no mystery, and my second name is quite a mystery. But I'm not gonna say it out loud on recording. But it's not difficult to find it if you know me as an actual person. It's not difficult because a lot of people do know it, and I do give it to a lot of people because I play games with a lot of my other friends, and then they find everything to do with that. So, but I don't want to change it because it's my identity. It's who I am. Everyone knows me as that. Like, if I changed it again to a completely different thing, everyone would go, "Who the fuck's that?" No. It's just that I what Tiago found, maybe. But at the same time, ending up in that same situation as before. Yeah, I think this was the one Tiago found. Isn't exactly preferable for my current standing because you're in a new place. You don't want to make a bad impression, do you? But if people start knowing you play Minecraft with a bunch of strangers you're never gonna meet, it gets a little. It's like if people know this is what you choose to do on your Saturday nights, then it's not exactly difficult. Then again, everyone I do a course with, again, are gamers as well. So we're not exactly the most social bunch. We're not exactly the most social bunch. We normally stick to, well, at least in my experiences, I normally stick to a group of maybe 2-3 people. Because that's enough for me. I don't like big groups of people. I'd rather stick to a small group of, because if you have a big group of friends, you're most likely not going to see at least half of them once you're over with the stage that they're a part of. Like, if you're in high school and you've got a ton of friends, you're not going to see at least half of them by the time you're done with high school / sixth form / whatever the American equivalent of sixth form is. It's just, I'm sorry, it's just not gonna happen. And it's sad because as well, when you're done, you have to say goodbye to a lot of people, whereas 3 people is all to say goodbye to, and you're probably going to see them again. It's like, I had a group of, I think, 11 friends before I went to university. I said goodbye to 9 of them. I only now actually have 3 in the university, and 1 that's actually in my class. And they have 1 person from that 11 that's actually in my class. 9 of them are no longer with me. 9 of them are off doing their own things. And it's difficult. It is. It's really hard. To say goodbye to pretty much anybody, because it's just horrible. Like, you've spent this stage of your life with these people, and then you've gotta, you can't stay with them. Like, you've got to go off and you've got to do your own thing, and it's terrible, really. And would you look at that? We're back at the first corner. We've done a full loop of the map. Oh god, what is this shit? And we're about to end episode 5, so we're probably going to meet up. Oh, this has been one of my favourite recording rounds, and my entire team died in episode 2. So I'm going to end the episode off in here, just in the corner of the world. It's terrifying, and especially if you're going to university and you're moving into the halls and you're moving away from your family, it's even more terrifying, because you're going to this foreign city. You're going to this foreign land with all these people you've never probably met before, and you're leaving your comfort at home behind, all your parents, your family behind, all the friends you used to have behind, and it's terrifying because you don't know what to do. And anyone who does move into the halls, I have massive respect for. I couldn't do it.